The NCR will now be placed under the General Community Quarantine, or the JCQ, starting June 1. Mga kababayan ko, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Nandito po kami para ipaalam sa inyo yung mga palisiya na dapat nating sundin at direksyon natin kung saan tayo patungon. Lahat na ito po ay ginagawa namin, believe me, because the interest of the nation calls for it, demands for it actually. I have to be productive as president. And in order to do that, I have to go around and look for myself the situation all throughout the country. That is the job of the president, seeing to it that the republic is well guarded and the welfare of the people is the highest concern. Itong klase po, nandito si Secretary Briones. She will tell us what is her policy and what are her plans for the studentry, mga estudyante. She's here to explain to you, and maybe isali ko na yung deadline ng tuition. Yung tuition ho sana, I hope that you'd allow a staggered payment or installments lang po sa mga eskwelahan. And for those who have really nothing to come up to sa bayaran, you have the land bank, and kindly listen to the rules, kasi itong land bank bubuksan namin and you can borrow money to finance the education of your children. Lahat ito, pupunta ito sa talagang negative, meaning to say that we are hard-pressed in our finances, but we have to place the premium of education, so that this would be another round of expenses, but land bank is there to help you. And dito po ako interesado. I want the development of this endeavor of the land bank to help. Gusto ko malaman na matutupad talaga. So maybe I will require a report every day of how it goes, how it would present itself to the public once it is available. And the NCR will now be placed under the General Community Quarantine, or the JCQ, starting June 1. But just let me tell you today that of those who are of late infection or those arriving in the country, we have a spike of about 5,000. Secretary, 500 rather, sorry, 500 lang. And Secretary Duque will expound more on that. The rest of the country will be placed under modified general community quarantine. Again, the rest of the country will be placed under modified general community quarantine. That is very clear now. In other areas, it will be again on a piecemeal basis, depending on the viability of the place to meet the challenges of COVID. But from time to time, Secretary Roque would give us the places where there will be changes. The opening of the airports. I have asked Secretary Tugadi, and he will have his time later to explain what are his plans. We would like to know, sabay-sabay tayo. Then dito sa assistance ng OFW, we are coordinating with every government agency to help them. Sana po hindi na ito maulit yung there was this stranded Filipinos not knowing where to go and when, and we decided immediately that they be returned to their home provinces. Nangyari po ito, halos sa kanila nakauwi na. But we are expecting the 300,000 something that Secretary Bellew has communicated to us. And that would be also a problem again. But this time, we should know what to do. It's a matter of calibrating every arrival and maybe sending immediately, if possible, the overseas workers coming in first. Unless, of course, they are detained because of they are sick of COVID. I mean, sick, talagang kailangan ng ospital. Dito naman sa, well, let me appeal to itong mga landlords, the owner of lahat na, malls, bazaars, big stores, whatever, na merong mga anong tawag nito, yung franchise nila sa may mga different stores selling different anything. What you have is you own the big building to be rented out. Marami dito sa kanila po gusto ninyo na magbayad ng 50% even if they are not operating. Actually, I am at a loss really to explain to you how. But you know, when you collect from somebody who is not earning at all, it's practically flogging a dead horse. Kung patay na yung kabayo, basi gaano mo kahampas dyan, di na mabubuhay yan. And that is what's happening. If they are not earning, where will they get the 50% to pay? If not the 100% that you'd want to collect. So, it seems to me a problem, but I would like to appeal to the owners of the buildings, of the malls and everything. Ganito na lang, just pray everybody has a God. Just pray that the vaccine, ang target nila is September. I think China will be able to distribute, if I'm not mistaken, and the other countries are catching up. Everybody is at it, so they are really trying their very best. Kaya lang, itong China, hindi ito hambog, wala itong ere, but they you know, the work, and I'm very sure that they will be the first one of the countries that would be able to come up with the vaccine. Ang atin ito is yung mga rental sana, balikan ko, should be a matter that should be addressed by the DTI, and there can be some sort of an adjudication process to fix this problem. Ako naman nakikiusap, nagmakaawa, dahil nga talagang if you're not earning, how are you supposed to pay? So maawa naman tayo sa mga kababayan natin. Let us help one another. If it does not really spell bankruptcy sa inyo, di tiisin na lang ninyo with nothing except your savings to tide you over. Baka sakali makatulong yung appeal ng gobyerno. Remember that the nation is still, the entire nation is still under quarantine. Let us move to the so-called new normal as we, let's see what develops ahead. Okay, kung mayroon lang bukas, I will be the first to announce. But alam mo, remember, the COVID microbes are still in the air that you breathe, that you pass on to your fellow men if you are not ready or willing to wear the mask. It is precisely, this is the protection, not for you if you do not want it, but for the protection of the other guy. And that is why the state has every right to control your movement if you pass on a contagion to the other to the population. Kasi kung ikaw lang ang gusto, ayaw mo, and there are people who are like that, ayaw nila. And they believe that they have the antibodies to fight the coronavirus. So, if the virus is there, tapos gusto mong labanan, bahala ka. But for you to pass that virus, if you get it from one place and from another person and pass it to the other guy, that's different. That is where the right of the state comes in. So that to prevent a mass contagion, gusto namin putulin kung saan namin maputol to stop it. That is the reason of the essence of the police power of the state, to come up with measures to protect public interest, public health, public safety, lahat. Nandiyan yan. Case of peace and order, magkagulo, the state comes in. Yung may contagion and everybody is dying, falling, kasali yan. Public interest, if say, uncontrolled movement, or baski people trying to seize other people's property, or things like just being into a state of anarchy. The state has the right to come in and put a stop on it. That is the survival of the Republic of the Philippines. This is a country of Filipinos who obey the laws. If you do not obey the law, that's your problem. Bahala ka. Good kung makasibat ka. Kung hindi ka makasibat, ay pasensya ka. And that goes for everybody. That should be made clear. Hindi kasi ng tao na they take for granted violating the law. I'm impressed with the simplicity of the program. And I believe that all that you have said is really feasible. Radio, walang television, and all of these things. I believe we have a very workable program, and I support you.
Thank you.
And should you require any help from any of the departments, feel free to communicate with them. If it's a question of funding, I will, so to speak, scrape the bottom of the barrel. Just to, well, kung wala na tayong pera, edukaran lang sa edukasyon sa mga bata. We will have to forgo many things along the way because of what happened. But education, I think, if it is compromised, it should be negligible, so that it should go on, because the future of this country depends on how we educate our young people nowadays. I agree with you in this program. I support you. And if there's anything that we can do, the ALG and or whatever, we will
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
endeavor to help you.
Thank you.
So, with that, we're through with education. I would just like to announce to the public, as of today, we have a total number of COVID cases of 15,588. Now, the recoveries, 92 new ones, with a total of something like 3,598 to date. Ang patay po is 921. So you would see that Philippines has ratio and proportion vis-a-vis with the population. We have a low rate of mortality here in this country. The total active cases is 11,069. So, in CR is top-notcher, which is 330 or 61%. Then we have Region 7, 55, others 99, mga repatriate. Yung dati na dala dito 55. All in all, para sa akin, hindi naman masama ito. Dito sa Pilipinas, hindi tayo nagkulang ng for example, Benji sa Baguio. He's a very good administrator, being a military man. He has that, I said, how to craft a government that is really fit for in your jurisdiction. Maraming mga leaders na ganon. But mayroon namang iba, and I don't blame them actually. They say that I do not have any quarrel with Richard Gomez, as he was the one who said that he's not going to accept anybody from entering or for that matter leaving the place. Okay mo lang yan, it's a part of maybe the vigilance that a person nurtures in his heart of how to do it. But, you know, there are also constitutional issues that are involved, and those are sacred ones. And for those who are not really pronounced to be infected, positive, there's no reason why you should not accept them, especially those who are returning to their homes from doing a work abroad. Kawawa naman kasi. So, yung constitutional right, there's no really a reason why you should not accept them with open arms. I think this has been understood by everybody. And unless, well, for one, if you are positive, you can stay with the place where government has to provide for the hospitalization. I want to make it clear that as much as possible, the ordinary citizen, the Filipino, does not have to spend money. If he is sick, he can seek hospitalization and charge everything to government. Wala tayo na. If he happens to be in that place and he cannot move out and maybe he's not welcome to the place, he can stay where he finds himself, and this I would like to convey to the mayor. Help anyone, not even Filipinos, foreigners, who are in your place and who go to you or who goes to the municipal building, the seat of governance of your municipality to seek help. You should expedite the hospitalization. Tulungan ninyo yung mga Pilipino. Total, I will pay for the expenses. Walang problema yan. You just sign a whatever document there. I will pay for the hospitalization of any Filipino who finds himself in a strange place and he has nowhere to go. That is really an order of the national government to the local governments. Help, do not deny, and you must expedite the hospitalization until he is cured. No problem about payment, I will pay. Just bill me, and I will pay. Yes, thank you, Jar Anyo. Alam niyo, if you heard him correctly, I was talking about enforcement and the role of the police. I repeat, there is no martial law in the Philippines. Far from it. We are exercising the power of the state to protect public health. That is all there is to it. Now, because sometimes enforcement can be a very tedious process in explaining to the ordinary citizen, please understand that these are things which we have to do because it is needed to be implemented. Yun lang po, huwag kayong matakot that there will be no arrest, detention, or anything. It's purely, if at all, if there's any intervention or interdiction done by the law enforcement agencies. Pati yung military, the role is just to implement the law. They are called upon to assist the civil government. Yan lang ang trabaho na. At makita ninyo, we are progressing at a very fast rate because we were able to put in place the rules to be followed when COVID came in like a storm from the outside. Alam mo, as you see, if you listen very carefully sa mga pinag-usapan naman dito, it's all geared towards a governance to take care of the citizens' republic. Lahat ho namin ginagawa. At wag ho kayong maniwala. Ako na yung nagsasabi sa inyo. Yung mga test na yung sabi nila yung they unfairly drag the name of Secretary Duque. Hindi ho totoo yun. Ang nagbili noon, ang budget, pati yung Office of the President mismo, sinadya ko yun para madali. Tinanggal ko nga doon kasi overwork na ang Health Department. Ginawa ko yun para mabilis. Itong mga bidder na ito who offered a lower price never participated in the bidding. At ngayon yung matapos na, yun ang nagreklamo, offering a lower price, hoping that you would ignore the bidding and go for their price. Ito yung mga gago na ito, when they were first approached, mahal. Ngayon, may bidding, hindi sila sumali. And suddenly after that, and may I inform the Senator Drilon and Ping Lacson and everybody, ganon ang nangyari. We will have a report coming your way, and that is the stand of the Office of the President. Kami ho ang nag-utos niyan na dito na sa budget para pag-release ng pera madali, diretso na. It so happened that we have some talagang mga bullshit na tao at kayo pa maniniwala kaagad, you better wait for the official report, at least for respeto. Little respect coming from the Office of the President kasi sinadya ko yan. Right at the beginning, you must have heard, sinabi ko, itong pera na ito at binigay ng Congress, wag na wag ninyong gamitin. I said, I even used the word, do not fuck with it. Kasi sabi ko, emergency ito. Itong mga bidding, for as long as we are in a democracy, at sinasabi ko na nga ho sa inyo, tanggalin ninyo yung lowest bid. The lowest bid is the culprit of all corruption, be it national or local. Tanggalin ninyo yan, maghanap kayo ng ibang paraan. Kasi yung bidding na yan, people go around just to make money without really the things that they want to participate in a bid which is non-existent insofar as they are concerned. They are using yung mga cornering of contracts tapos go into a bidding. And we can explain that carefully. Ito si Senator Drilon, sabi niya, I want where the money went. Well, you will have the explanation. And better believe it because yun ang totoo. Hindi naman kami nabubula. I said, we do not, nabi ko, do not fuck with the people's money, with more reason that we will not fuck with the money that are given. Thank you.